session 78 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Happy Tuesday to you. I hope you're having a great week. This month is flying by. I can't wait. We're almost halfway through December already, which is crazy. So I hope you're doing well. It is beautiful here in upstate New York. The sun is shining. It's warm for December. We're actually going to hit 60, I believe, on Thursday. So this is it's like spring weather, more than winter weather, but I will take it. I like spring. So, so today I have some fun cards for you. We will be using the Arctic Bears bundle, which is retiring from the July to December mini catalog. So we have just a couple weeks left of these retiring items. So get them before they're gone. So with this set, the bundle actually, the dies are half price. So if you buy them individually instead of as a bundle, so you get the stamp set and then the dies separately, you actually save another $10 off of what was the bundle price. So really good deal to be had there. And then we're also going to pull in another one of my favorites, and that is the Reflected in Nature stamp set. You guys know I love this one, so pretty. We'll be using my favorite color, Misty Moonlight. Well, okay, so it's not my favorite color of all time is Coastal Cabana, but my favorite current in color right now is the Misty Moonlight because it's just the perfect shade of blue. So we'll be using that as well. So I hope you will enjoy these projects. We're going to pull in a few specialty papers, including the Ombre paper. Now, what the catalog doesn't tell you is that the Ombre paper is actually a glitter paper. Can you see that sparkle? It's really pretty. So we're going to do some fun backgrounds with that. And I think you're really going to enjoy these. Hey, Wendy. Thanks so much for joining me today. All right, so I'm going to flip the camera. We'll go ahead and get started. I want to remind you, if you're just joining, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. If you're not sure if you're already subscribed, when you're looking at my channel, if it's subscribe, if the word subscribe is written in red, then click it, okay? That means you're not currently subscribed. So if it's written in red, click it. Would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. It's totally free. It just allows you to receive updates when I have new videos. All right, so here we go. All right, quick flip around. I have my December host code here as well, 3UXBDK2J. This allows me to reward you for shopping with me. So I love that. Some wonderful tutorials coming out each month, as well as some other nice little gifts that I like to spoil my customers with. So like I said, we will be using a couple of retiring items from the July to December mini catalog, the Arctic Bears bundle, and Reflected in Nature. All right, so for the first card, let's go all the way with the bears here. So we have our Arctic Bears stamp set, and then the coordinating polar bear dies. Now, I am missing a couple dies there because I've got them pulled out here for my projects. So we have our large polar bear die. We have our iceberg die. This cuts and embosses. And then we also have the little baby bear die on there too. So lots of fun shapes and cute things to go along with this. All right, so our first card here, we are going to start with a card base of balmy blue. I thought, well, the weather certainly is balmy right now. And I wanted a lighter color, a lighter shade of blue that would work for our card base. So this is a standard half size card, 5.5 by 8.5. And folding it there, 4.25. All right, I'm going to make this a landscape card. We have a layer of Night of Navy that is 4 by 5.25. I'm not using any ribbon or anything, so we can just go ahead and glue this right down onto our card base. Now remember, with your Stampin' Seal, a light touch is all you need. Okay, so we'll mount that right on the front. All right, now with this ombre paper, Now, if you're wondering what it is I'm talking about, in your annual catalog on page 135, item number 4, you have this section of kind of sparkle papers. They are listed as Ombre specialty paper. You get 1 sheet each of Gorgeous Grape, Mango Melody, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. All right, it's really pretty. They are 12 by 12 sheets, and this is what I have left of the Night of Navy, but each of them has an ombre, so they go from light to dark, and they've got gorgeous iridescent sparkle on each of the sheets. Hi, Susan. Welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, no ribbon on this card, Wendy. We're keeping it clean and simple, and actually we're really going to allow the ombre, our ombre paper here, to really do all the work. So I've cut a piece that is a little bit smaller, okay? So this is 3 3/4 by 5. And what I'm going to do is, well, you can see I've already done it, but before you glue this on, take your iceberg die, and about 1/2 inch up from the bottom, we are going to cut out our iceberg. Now you can see there is some embossing on there, lots of nice sparkle, and I put this one so it's a little bit darker at the top and then it progressively gets lighter. You could flip it around. You could even use a darker section of the paper. That's totally up to you. But this is what I'm going to start with. And again, this is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so we're just building some nice layers here. Okay, and then just go right along the bottom. I am going to go on both sides of my iceberg there just to make sure nothing pops up. Okay, now with our iceberg, let's dimensional that. And I thought it would be nice, so if we do have a little bit of anything showing through, we'll have some of that Night of Navy cardstock, which will give it a little bit of a shadow effect, which I think is pretty cool. So that should work out good. All right, so we're going to put this right in here. Okay, I might have, yeah, I'm going to place it a little bit so we've got just a little bit of that shadow around there. You can see I kind of offset it to the left just a little bit, but that's pretty neat. All right, so thinking more specialty papers here. So that was the ombre specialty paper. Now I'm going to pull in some of the white velvet. This is from the mini catalog. All right, and the white velvet sheets, while they will be retiring now, they will actually be coming back next fall. So they'll make another appearance in next year's fall holiday catalog. All right, so you guys know I love texture. So the white velvet is so fun because it's got that touchy-feely effect to it. All right, so I've cut a section. This is 2 inches by 3 inches or thereabouts. And we are going to use this for our polar bear. All right, so I've got the large polar bear stamp, and I'm going to use Night of Navy ink. I mean, I haven't necessarily seen a Night of Navy polar bear, but I wanted to have a little bit of an outline here, and keeping in our blue ombre card that we've got going on, I thought Night of Navy would work just fine for our polar bear. All right, so we're gonna press that down good. Give it just a second, let the ink transfer. The velvet sheets, the ink will stick to it, but because they are water-based ink and the surface is a little bit slippery, you just don't want to wipe it, smear it right away. Okay, I really haven't had too many issues. Just let that ink kind of set. Then we'll take it over to our die cut machine, our Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and then our polar bear die fits perfectly on here. And I found that a benefit of the velvet sheets is that it actually helps hold the die in place. I haven't had any trouble with them slipping around on my cutting plates because that velvet, the little fibers kind of grab onto the die, which works out really good. Hey Janelle, how are you today? Thanks for joining us. All right, so run that through. Voila. Here we have our perfectly pretty polar bear. All right, so we're going to add some dimensionals to this bear as well. All right, can never have too many dimensionals and pop-ups. Now let's go ahead. We'll put a fifth one on there. Okay, so we've got our polar bear. And then we can position him here on the iceberg. All right, which is kind of cool. Look at all that sparkle. Love that. Definitely looks like he's out in the northern sky with frosty, chilly air and icebergs all around. All right, so dress it up just a little bit. I didn't really want to do too many embellishments because we've already got so much sparkle. Hi, Karen. How are you? So I thought I'd pull in. These are the wonderful snowflakes. They are the die-cut, like iridescent snowflakes from the mini catalog. Okay, so you can see on one side of the paper, they are that iridescent holographic, and then on the back side, it's a flat matte white. So you could use either side. On the matte side here, you could definitely sponge or blend on color and make the snowflakes any shade that you would like. All right, but to go along with our sparkle, I'm going to use this holographic front side. Now, these also are retiring with the mini catalog, but they will also be making a return next fall. So I'm really glad because they're a lot of fun there. Thank you so much, Philomena, for sharing. Yes, if you're already subscribed, go ahead and share this video with your family and friends. And we are currently at 2,270 subscribers. I would love to hit 2,500 by the first of the year. So please, please share and invite your friends and help me grow my channel. Thank you so, so much. All right, so you can see I put a dimensional there on the matte side, the back side there of my snowflake. So I'll just take this. Now, when putting this on, you might need to lift your polar bear bum there. All right, make sure that the edges of your snowflake fit here on your card. And then you can put the polar bear bum back in place. All right, so I thought that looks pretty cute. If you'd like to do a greeting, I've got just a scrap strip of white. This is a 1/2 inch by 11 inch piece. And we'll pull in our Night of Navy ink. Let's put our iceberg back in place. Okay, so in our stamp set here, we have a few greetings. I'm going to use the Thinking of You because that is long and skinny. And what I'm going to do is stamp this, attempt to stamp this right over here towards the edge. Okay. All right, that's not too bad. And then what we'll do is take our paper snips. Oh, so technical here. Take our paper snips and just cut the edge off even right there. Okay. So a 1/2 inch by ends up being like 1 7/8. Okay. We're going to flip that over and apply just a little bit of adhesive there. And then I've got a piece. This is another leftover scrap piece of our ombre paper. This was one of the darker sections there. Okay. And so this is 3/4 of an inch. So our white is 1/2 inch. This is 3/4. And then I'm just going to mount that. It looks like I don't even need to trim the blue. I figured I could always trim that as needed, but that blue is a 2 inch piece, so 3/4 by 2 inch. I think that works pretty well. All right, let me apply just a little adhesive to the back here. I've already, oops, thrown my seal there. Got a few dimensionals on everything, so I think just a flat seal will be fine. And we'll have that go right across the center of our snowflake. Let's make sure the words don't get covered up by our polar bear bottom. All right, so we'll just put that right across there. Really could put it anywhere you like, but I think that works right up there. And there you have it. We've got so much shimmer and glitter and sparkle on here that I really think if we were to add anything else, it would kind of get lost. But just let that glimmer paper, that ombre paper, do the works. And there's, like I said, there's Night of Navy, Mango, Poppy. I actually think for these winter cards, even the gorgeous grape with the purples would be really pretty here as well. So definitely give that paper a try. Love all the sparkle there. Okay, so we'll set this right up here. Now let's pull in, oops, you can see I've got a little magnet with my dad's business on it that's helping to hold my things in place so my stuff doesn't move around. It's a little clip. It's got a strong magnet on it. All right, so the next card, like I said, I'm going to pull in some of my current favorite in color for the season. And this is our Misty Moonlight. All right, so this is 5.5 by 8.5. And we are going to kind of start out with a similar layout. So another portrait card base here, 4 by 5.25. This is Night of Navy. So on here we contrasted the balmy blue with the Night of Navy, and on this particular card we're contrasting the Misty Moonlight with the Night of Navy. Now I am going to I'm going to show you a ribbon trick for this one. So I'm not going to glue that down quite yet. I am pulling in this snowy trees pattern. This is from the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. That's part of the annual catalog. Okay, you guys know I love this paper. It's got all seasons on it. All right, so we have a row of trees. This is 3 3/4 by 5. It's that gorgeous leafy pattern on the back. All right, stamp and seal here. So we're going to put these two together and then we'll add our ribbon before adhering them to the card. Okay, so what I'm going to use is what did I do with it? Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull in, try not to push things off my desk, the glittered organdy ribbon. Okay, I love this white sparkle ribbon here. And it's white, which would be just fine, but I wanted something a little bit darker. So let me show you a trick. If you grab some of your cardboard backing or just something to protect your surface with here, and then grab your blends. So in this case, I'm using my light Night of Navy Stampin' Blend, and take your brush tip. So that's the kind of the painty tip here. And so I figure I need about 6 inches. We could go ahead and cut this. I need about 6 inches for that, and like maybe another 4 inches for my knot. Okay, so about 10 inches total. And then take these pieces and then just brush your blend here across your glittered ribbon. Now this would work with any of our like neutral color ribbons, anything that's white. You could use your blends markers to transform it to whatever color you need. Now I am using the blends markers because they are alcohol based and they dry much quicker. Our Stampin' Right markers would work, but again, because they're water based, you would have to be careful that everything doesn't bleed onto your hands and transfer as you're using it. So I've got just a little touch, little touch of ink on my finger. I've been holding just the tip, but this dries so quick that it's not going to bleed onto your project or onto your hands. Okay, so use your Stampin' Blends for that. Okay, so, and you can see, it bleeds through. You definitely want to have something there to protect your surface. All right, but it's good to go now. It's not rubbing off on my hands or anything. Okay, so our longer piece, our 6-inch piece, is going to go right across the front. So let me put my adhesive along the back for this. And I'm going to have this just go right across the center. All right, isn't that fun? Have you guys tried that where you've colored your ribbon? I don't do it too often, but I really love these organdy ribbons with all the sparkles. And currently our options are white or black. So now we've got blue, which I think is pretty cool. All right, so we're going to do this one. Okay. And I'm going to hang on to this until I get ready to finish my card there. All right, so next up, we are going to add in our Reflected in Nature stamp set, our beautiful little cabin in the woods, so it pairs so nicely with our paper. So I've got my cabin stamp here, and we've got some paper trimmed. So I've got a piece of Night of Navy that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. Okay, so it's a little bit wider than it is tall. 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And then the basic white is 1/4 inch smaller. So this is 3 by 3 1/4. Okay, so 3 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then 3 by 3 1/4. All right. All right, so before you glue this down, all right, because we're going to stamp on that first, but I have another little trick. You might be wondering, I said I was going to use the polar bears here. Well, let's take our baby bear die. Now, I thought, you know, there could be bears in the woods. So rather than a polar bear, I loved this little shape. All right. And I thought, well, that could be any kind of bear. It could be a black bear or brown bear, grizzly bear. I don't know, whatever kind of bears there are here. We occasionally will see maybe a little black bear or something in New York. Not too usual. They usually stick to the mountainous regions like the Adirondacks or things like that. But every now and then they migrate, and somebody will catch one and spot one in a tree or something. But, you know, leave them alone and they stick to themselves. All right, so what I'm going to do, depending on what color you want to do your bear, if you wanted it navy, then before you do all this, go ahead and die cut your little navy bear from this background piece, because it's going to be hidden behind there. So I went ahead and die cut one. I have another option as well. I also die cut a little bear from Early Espresso because I really wasn't sure which color we'd want. So now we've got a couple options. All right. I am going to bring in my scrap paper again as a background here for my white as we stamp our cabin. All right, so we're doing this one with Misty Moonlight. Janelle says, could be a possum. Yeah, that's true. We have a lot of possums around here, but they are, I think, significantly smaller than a bear. So, all right, so we're just adding some ink here onto our stamp. Okay, just make sure it's even all over. And, all right, I want the darker on the top. Attempt to center this on my paper. Okay, so go ahead and press this on. All right, that came out perfect. Yay. This is one of those things, you don't want your ink pad to be too juicy. If it is, you could use a brayer or something to help apply the ink to your stamp a little more evenly. You could use your markers, but that came out pretty well, so I'm happy with that. And we are going to go ahead and adhere this to our Night of Navy piece. Okay, so now let's add some dimensionals here. Let's go put one in the middle. All right, so we've got all these. Did you guys notice I got my nails done for like the first time in a long time? Woo-woo. All right, so you could put this in the middle, over to the side. Where do I want to put it? All right, I'm thinking, let's move it. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think maybe just right here in the center. That works out. kind of like that. As you can still see the trees kind of all around the background. I guess we could move it over just a little bit if you wanted. Okay, so once you've got that in place, notice I only adhered my ribbon ends to the back. That way I've got room. I can just slip in my extra piece, the little 4-inch piece, and do just a quick little knot. Just pull it tight, and we can trim it up as we need it to. All right, I think that would be super cute as is, but of course we have our little bear, and we even have a bear stamp. So if you wanted to make it even more realistic, you could stamp your bear image onto here. I think we should decide though, where do we want our bear kind of walking, strolling through the woods a little bit. So that's with the Night of Navy. I think if we do that, we definitely need to add a little texture, you know, little dimension there with the stamped image. So let's grab that. Hey, not too bad. All right, it gives it a little more definition. We could do our bear there, or let me clean this off. That was Night of Navy. I want to do some espresso. The other one here. All right, so I need to just clean my stamp real quick so I don't transfer the blue ink onto my espresso ink pad. Let's get my Stampin' Scrub handy. Okay. All right, so now we'll ink up our espresso. Okay, that came out really well. All right, so what do you guys think? Should we have a brown bear in our campsite in the lodge, or should we go ahead with the Night of Navy? We could even have the bear walking off. You really could put it just about anywhere. I think I kind of like the blue with the whole design here, but what do you guys think? Should I add the bear? Should we go with the navy bear or the brown bear? I know the brown bear is probably a little more realistic, but I think I kind of like the navy on there. So I'll get this ready with a dimensional, and you guys can let me know what you think. Janelle says she likes the navy, so I might have to leave little brown bear there for another project. This would be, I think, fun. I've got some bear pictures from visiting a bear sanctuary once that I need to do some scrapbook pages. So I think these stamps and dies would be fun to get working on my albums here. Oh, Wendy likes the brown. Oh, okay. But Philomena likes the navy. So it looks like we are 2-1 on the navy. And we'll have to do another project with our little brown bear. So should we add our little bear right there? Kind of, he's taking a stroll through the campsite. He's minding his own business, just out for a stroll, enjoying the water's edge there. I was looking for my ribbon shears here so I could trim this up just a little bit. Okay. Because sometimes ribbon has a mind of its own. Okay. Just trim that off just a little bit there so it doesn't hide our bear too much. All right. And again, yeah, it looks chilly. Definitely an Arctic bear, right? He's living up north. No, so I thought that was kind of fun, a little outside the box there, but a great way to mix and match and have use your stamp sets together. Sometimes, you know, repurpose them for different things. So we definitely, I'm calling these the Arctic Ombre cards here, Arctic bears, and our blue ombre, because we've used balmy blue, we've used some Night of Navy, some Misty Moonlight, and some of the ombre sparkle paper there, as well as the Beauty of the Earth backgrounds. So lots of beauty in the blues there today, and some fun bears. So again, if you haven't already, the Arctic Bears dies, or excuse me, I guess they're called the polar dies, that goes with the Arctic Bears stamp set. The dies are half price. Right now, they're currently just $15 US here for the dies. So you could get the whole, both the stamps and the dies, purchase them separately, but you could get them both together for $38, which is huge savings, which is awesome. And then of course the Reflected in Nature. I really love that. We've got the distinctive design with that photo reflection in there, really cool. And again, this is a beautiful set. And I'm sad to see this one retiring. I had just a couple of samples. Be sure to check out my other videos as well. So these are a couple other options, fall options with our Reflected in Nature stamp set. A couple of cool techniques there. And then again from a previous video, some more polar bears here. Again, using the white velvet sheets so that our bears are touchy-feely. A little bit of sparkle on there as well. So I hope you've enjoyed today's projects and this video. Again, be sure to leave me a comment, thumbs up, like, subscribe, all of that goodness, and share it. And I really, really appreciate it. If you guys ever have any questions or anything you'd like me to feature on a video, just let me know and I'd be happy to help you. And if you need help with an online order as well, I'd be happy to help you with that too. So thank you so much, everyone. I look forward to stamping with you again soon. And have a great day. Bye-bye.